Hello everyone, Mike Pruitt here from the English Composition 2 class. I'm here to talk to you today about a growing crisis across the country that involves opioids. I'm not talking about the person who is illegally using opioids and addicted to them. I'm talking about the first responders who are responding to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls every day across this country for the opioid crisis. Now, what that does over time, because many of these cases turn tragic, that exposure to these tragic situations creates a mental attitude, a wear and tear on the mind that can eventually spill over into other types of calls for medical care, such as chest pain, difficulty breathing, a car accident. We start to lose that compassion for the overdose patient, with that carrying over into other parts of our work. Then eventually that mental health issue comes back into the firehouse, the police station, the ambulance service, and then eventually can even go back to taking it home with them and create problems at home. Public safety agencies have to be able to recognize when there is a mental health issue like post-traumatic stress disorder, and there has to be an avenue to get that individual assistance. The drawbacks are that's not free. And so many public safety agencies across the country may not be able to afford to get that individual the help they need. So municipalities really have to pay close attention to that and put some extra effort into finding the funding to do that. Now, there's many people out there who will argue that post-traumatic stress disorder can't be truly diagnosed. You only come about your diagnosis by listening to what the individual is telling you. And in many cases, people think that there's many professionals out there that think that individuals may be faking the post-traumatic stress disorder to gain some type of financial benefit, early retirement. The list kind of goes on. And it is true that it's really hard to diagnose post-traumatic stress disorder, but individuals are placed off work for having PTSD, maybe pensioned off for having PTSD. So the mentality that there are people out there faking it creates problems for those individuals that may truly need the mental health. Now, there's a lot of first responders who do not come forward because if you come forward and say that you're suffering from a mental health issue, you're looked at as weak. And so public safety agencies have to make an attempt to keep that private, keep that individual's mental health issues private, and give that security to the individual to come forward for help. The public tends to believe that we pretty much are immune to any type of mental health issues because we're tough and we can take these issues on and move on to the next case. And for the most part, when individuals get into public safety, they truly believe that. And over repeated exposure, like in the case of the opioid crisis, along with other types of calls where we see tragedy, it starts to build up and we really don't notice it, or we're in denial until it's too late. So we have to really take a serious look at what we're doing, not only for the opioid crisis side of it, but also for the first responders who are seeing no break in the response to these types of situations and having it fall over into other areas of service that the fire, the police, the EMS are providing. If we don't take action, eventually we're going to lose many of these individuals, and that is going to cost not only the public safety agencies, but it's also going to cost the taxpayer. So the quicker we can move forward to get the support we need, then the better off the service is going to be to our community, and we can continue to work along with the medical community to try to reduce the number of opioid overdoses across the country on a daily basis. Thank you.